You never know what you'll find in the universe of my mind. Okay, so this is something that I've been meaning to do since the end of January, but, well, actually, not exactly, because I wasn't quite finished with it. But since mid-February, at least. Anyway, this is my junk journal for the Junk Journal January by Get Messy Art and MegJournals. It's basically it was a prompted challenge for the month of January, and my journal got so chunky that it it won't stay closed, I was going to say, but I guess it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't at the same time. Anyway, it got very chunky, and I think if I hadn't done this part, then it would be a little bit less like that, but anyway, it got really hard to work in it, but I still, because of the chunk and the way that it ended up being and stuff, and I kind of messed up this part when I was trying to fix my binding, and anyway, it's okay. I don't mind. I found this in my stash. I don't even know where it came from, but it worked out perfectly for this, so I use it. And so these were the prompts, and I gave myself a star when I completed it each day. And I really, really enjoyed it. It was great to use up some of my stuff and some of the things that I've had in my stash for a long time. So some of this is just extra pages and extra things to put in the tuck spots and pockets and such. I just do the journaling thing for my own self and date everything and stuff. Just a thing to have in there. And it's a good life. Just using up some old things that I've had for so long that they don't even work. Like these for example, were rub-on transfers, and they don't work anymore, so I just taped the plastic right on there. And made myself a bookmark, but it's also like a tag or whatever. Some stickers that I love and have. This one is it's do-it-yourself type of thing. This, don't think you can actually tell, but they're, yeah, anyway, they're like that one. You colored them yourself and stuff. Anyway, so that was the prompts list, and this is the hosts, or she's the host, that's Meg, and the other people are, they did videos and things too, and let me see it. And just putting some stuff like in there. And I tried to kind of mimic this a little bit to do my own photo, because this is my journal. So there were 31 of these, so I marked myself as 32. Okay, and so these things are just to cover up the page. And, okay, and here we are at day 1. It says seize the day. That's washi tape. And prompt was resolutions, and I usually don't make resolutions, but I've been wanting to do the things that I wrote down here, so I want to use my stuff, and this journal certainly is helping with that. And I want to finish my projects or start the ones that are still in my head and complete them. And I did this with this journal as well. And let go, as in let go of things that, like in a decluttering sort of way, but also like negative things, mental and physical, like if I wanted to lose weight, that would fall under that category and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah. So I said that I want to use it or lose it, and I want to learn more about and improve my skill, I guess, at living the moment. And and it says, and the usual things that I should do, like improve my health, finally declutter, organize, rearrange, etc., all that stuff. So yeah, this is a cutting guide that I have. It was actually the first one I got when I got my Big Shot. That was a big day. It's one of my favorites. And day 2 was a quote, and the quote kind of works with day 1. It's forever is composed of nows. So for a lot of the pages in here, I wasn't completely happy with how the page itself worked, but I had a lot of fun, and I liked a lot of the ideas and concepts I had, and I might want to do it. I might want to revisit some of these ideas. So this was day 3, which was throwback, and so I just did a bunch of some of my favorites, some that or just things that bring back memories, if they're not my favorites. Just, yeah, things that bring back memories in stickers and magazine cutouts and such. So I just kind of did a mashup of those things, Care Bears, things I used to watch, or toys that either I had or people I knew had, or yeah. Anyway, so for throwback, I just did a bunch of things, plus kind of a retro feel, vintage or whatever. So this just to continue on with that. Oh, and day 4 was tuck spot. So this is my tuck spot here. This kind of goes with the throwback. Bunch of stickers. So yeah, I was really trying to use my stuff. And this tuck spot thing, it had been in my stash for a long time because I had, like, for years and years and years ago, I had made this because somebody, I can't remember who, but somebody had shown how to do it and fold it and whatever, and then it didn't fit in the book the way it was, so I kind of altered it and stuff. So I ended up with 2 tuck spots. They're more like pockets, really, but because I opened up one end, I'm calling them tuck spots, just because. So yeah, then I made some tags, I guess they are, or journaling cards or something, or another bookmark-like thing for using up some packaging that I couldn't make myself let go of. So yeah. And then day 5 was a daily log, so I used like remnants from the day, like a piece of the bag that my eye drops come in, prescription eye drops, and other bits from the eye drops, and then just made a bunch of notes. And yeah, I can't remember what this was, but it was probably some dental floss or something. But anyway, and I thought this looked kind of neat. And it's more, most of this spread is about my prescription eye drops. It looks like, but also some, yeah, just some things. Okay, so this is day 6, I think. Yeah, it must be. Okay, so day 6 was, the prompt was memory, and the first thing I thought of was the memory game. When you have to remember where the imager or whatever. I was never good at it, but anyway. And then I thought about stuff like special events, like when I went to see Corey Hart for the first time and stuff like that. Corey Hart's my favorite musician. Anyway, thought of all that kind of stuff, but then I decided to make a memory game and put memories behind each card. Like, for example, I used to play Crazy Eights with my cousin often, and then my mom used to play La Dame de Pique, the Queen of Spades. I don't know what it's called in English, but directly translated, it's the Queen of Spades. Anyway, Franklin and I used to belong to a community theater, volunteer and stuff, and I was Squat Dorothy. 15-2, 15-4. Slam. That's a memory of my father playing cards in the kitchen with his friends while I was playing cribbage while I was sleeping in the next room, or trying to sleep, I should say. Anyway, so yeah, so those were the highlights guess. Oh, and this probably wins my favorite wins for my favorite page of this entire journal, stitched. So I don't know how to sew in it or anything, but I drew a bird and I made the stitches. And I really like the way it turned out, even though it's not perfect. And I left the string from there. So that was day 7 stitched. Day 8 was neutral, and so I just did a bunch of brown. I kind of like this page too. It's not, I don't think it's my favorite, but I like it. Day 9. Day 9 was foliage, so I just stuck some leaves and scrapbooking paper and stuff like that. Maple leaf. And then day 10 was layered, and this is one of those, well, actually both of these are one of those that I kind of like the concept. I like the basic idea, but it didn't do a great job of executing the idea. But this is just a lot of layers, mostly washi tape layers. But there's some wax paper and a store-bought die-cut thing that was given to me, and just a bunch of layers that you can kind of see through. That you can see the layers. Layering is a real challenge for me. And then day 11 was eclectic, and I was kind of stumped for this one for a long time, so then I just stuck a bunch of stickers. Just stickers of various types and stuff, and then I really like this one. I like the way this one worked out, and the prompt was torn edges, and that was day 12. And then day 13 was garden, and I'm not happy with. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's one of my least favorite pages visually. But I had fun using up a bunch of stickers and some of my tape and stuff. But so this was just to hide the magazine page part and the back of the envelope that I used, and this is the actual page, if I can show you. So that's the actual gardening page, which is better than this part. Found that page in a magazine, and then I did some more of the sticker stuff there, and then found that in a magazine, and I just put it there. Sweet Harvest and some nuts and stuff, acorns or whatever those are. And then, yeah, that was day 13. Yeah, it was, okay. Day 14 was pattern, and so these, at Halloween we had some Smarties boxes, Canadian Smarties, which are chocolates here. They're kind of like M&Ms, but different. A little bit different. Anyway, these were the tabs on the boxes, and so I liked the way they looked, and so I made a pattern with those, and then the envelope was a pattern, and then the envelopes that are showing through back there are other patterns, and then there are patterns on the letters, and so I went crazy with the patterns. Okay, now day 15 is opposites, and so so I did black and white, long, and square, and the opposite of that, of course, is short, circular, and colorful. And then day 16, Franklin gave me this idea, and I love the idea, but it's one of those that it didn't work the way I wanted it to, and yeah, it's not as great as it could have been if it had worked out better. But I do love the idea, and I like the quote that I wrote. See, be still like a mountain and flow like a great river. Lao Tzu? I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. But yeah, so Franklin gave me this idea because I was kind of stumped before he gave me the idea. But yeah, it's supposed to be a river. And those are tissue papers and stuff. But anyway, yeah. It didn't work as well as I wanted it to, but I might revisit that idea someday. Day 17 was whimsical, and so I just took some of my most whimsical scrapbooking paper and some of my fun, adorable, whimsical stickers. And so there they are. And this was an extra around Valentine's Day. Maybe even on Valentine's Day. And so, yeah, this was extra just to fill it up so that, and I'm using packaging here. So I'm using my stuff, which is great. And then that's just to cover up that side of the packaging. And so day 18, borders. So I finally used these. I've had these border stickers in my stash for many, many years. And then I wrote a quote that says, "The only way to define your limits is by going beyond them." Okay, so this is also one of those pages that I love the idea, I love the concept, but the execution could have been better. Like, it's kind of, it seems like something's missing or something. And then my journaling is back there. That's day 19. And the prompt was interactive, I believe. Yes, interactive. And so the journaling is back there, and it's interactive because you can. So yeah. And he's a friendly alien critter, by the way, in case you're trying to figure out what he was. He's not a specific animal that you would recognize. He's a friendly alien critter. And his tail can move too. And then, can't remember what this prompt was. January 20th, day 20, nature. Okay, so this was nature, so I just used, these are die cuts. I love these. This set of die cuts, the deer. Washi tape, a die cut of trees, and the die cut is only about that big-ish, so I cut it twice and I turned it upside down and glued it together like that. And then I got a sticker and I punched out a tag. I have a tag punch and did my journaling there, and then this one makes me giggle. I like this one. The prompt was peekaboo. At least I think it was. So you can. This is a bookmark that I had made a long time. Oh, peeking out, not peekaboo. Peeking out was day 21's prompt, and yeah, this was it was a bookmark, and I fussy cut around the image. I drew it. I drew the, but this was like a long time ago that I had made these. This is a lot easier when you use both hands, but anyway. So yeah, peeking out. This is probably my second favorite page, just because it's kind of fun and adorable. If I do say so myself, not to brag. Bookshelf was this prompt, day 22. So a bookmark I figured was a good way to do the journaling. Okay, and texture. So I have some materials, some rough, some bumpy, some smooth and soft. I have lots of different types of texture. And this was just to cover up the page. I'm This is not my favorite, but it's okay. I kind of like the way this looks, though. Oh, and I like this. So, this is, okay. So there's a doll. This is also a cutting die, and it's one of my favorite cutting dies. It's one of my most used cutting dies. It makes little paper doll. So yeah, and these are fashion plates. I thought they were fabric, I believe, was this prompt. Oh, I guess where did I put my journal? I put it back here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, fabric. Day 24 was fabric. So that's a piece of fabric, and her dress is a piece of fabric, of course. And then this is just because it seemed to match, and this was the only piece I had of that fabric, so. But it seemed to coordinate with this piece of paper towel, and then I just put an old sticker of a self-portrait type thing from a different project a while ago, and then it's just so that there's something on the page. And then it kind of peeks through on this side, which kind of works. And then day 25 was ombre, so I just took different cardstock papers, colors that kind of do the ombre thing. This was translucent, so different pieces that you can kind of see through. That's wax paper. This is vellum. Those are confetti things. Translucent for day 26, and then these are just to continue that image. Using some of my stickers that I had in my stash for a long time, and from now on it gets harder and harder to look at the pages, and it was hard to write and everything. So this is another one of those that I was kind of stumped for what to do for it. The prompt was lyrics, and so all I did was I wrote down some lyrics from a few of my favorite songs. Not the whole song, just some of my favorite bits from some songs. Clever lyrics or other things. Anyway, and yeah, I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite page either. But yeah, I was stumped on this one, and I just kind of took the easy way out because I was running out of time and stuff. So. And grunge or grungy? Yeah, grunge. Day 28 prompt was grunge. So, yeah, I just kind of did my interpretation of grunge. It's not something I do a lot, so I wasn't really sure how to go about it, but I figured that's good enough. You were born an original, don't die a copy. I love that quote. John Mason. So, yeah, this is just a continuation of grunge, because I had an extra page. I had accidentally skipped it, so I just did that to fill it up. And day 29 was geometric, so I just stacked some shapes. And then day 30 was travel. This is washi tape background. There are many paths to take. The choice is up to you. I believe I can fly. Not really, but not all who wander are lost. And then day 30, wait, what? Was that day, was travel day 30? Oh yes, okay. For some reason I thought it was 29. Okay, so 31 was reflect, and so a mirror, I mean, it's supposed to be a mirror. It's supposed to look like a mirror. It's not an actual mirror, of course, but in certain ways that I do that, you can kind of see a vague reflection. But I also interpreted it as a journaling prompt, so I just wrote a lot about what I thought about the whole project, the whole challenge, because this was the last day, of course, and yeah, and also because I wanted to fill up some of the extra pages I had at the end. And so another mirror thing: you are amazing, believe in yourself. So I'm still reflecting here, and then still more reflecting. That's it. So I don't know if you can actually see that, but this guy, it's kind of like a mirror, and there's a Pegasus in there that is holographic. Okay, my brain doesn't work. There we go. Anyway, and then I just the rest is just extras, just filling up the journal, using my stuff I've had in my stash for a very, very long time, and I loved it, but I never used it because I didn't know how or what to use it for and stuff. So it's great. It's just so awesome. I know I keep saying it, but it's true. It's awesome to finally be using my stuff. And then some of these I just did real simple so that I could fill it up, and I intended to film this flip through a lot sooner than this, but yeah, whatever. Some of my stickers. I've had this in my stash waiting for the perfect spot, and I figured this was it. More rub-on transfers that didn't work, and so I just put it on, plastic and all. Glued it with glossy accents, and it seems to be holding, so that's good. Being different is one of the most beautiful things on earth. Embrace your you-ness. Inspire against all odds. Who was this again? Somebody was doing... Oh, okay, I guess it's inspired by things that Meg does. Just some pretty, just a pretty pattern, basically. Now, she did it this... Was it? Also, James Burke will do stuff like this a lot too. Anyway, so yeah, she didn't leave the stem, but I prefer it with the stem. I did this on Groundhog's Day, and the groundhog near me, Shubenacadie, well, back home, Shubenacadie Sam did not see his shadow. And then somebody else, Kristina Hunter art here on YouTube was doing this, showing how to do this, and I liked it, so I decided to put it in here and say live the moment, because it's one of the things I'm trying to do, trying to learn and understand better. Piece of packaging that I loved, and then I just used it as a kind of a pocket tuck spot type of thing. Some stickers that I've had for a long time, and a piece of envelope. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my! Run, Toto, run! So yeah, just those are also some rub-on transfers that don't work. That too. Sticker. So yeah, like I said, for a lot of these I kept it simple. Now this was another Kristina Hunter art was showing this too, and I kind of messed mine up, but I still liked it, and it was fun to do it. And the stamp in the middle doesn't stamp very well. But it says, sometimes on the way to a dream, you get lost and find a better one. And just resting. This was an old stamp that I gave to a friend, and before I gave it to her, I stamped it for myself a few times, and then put that in my stash, and then I finally used it. And I put some rub-on transfers on top of the stamp. That the ones that don't work. And it's another one of my cutting dies with special paper. And then store-bought cutouts of butterflies, packaging, and that is the back cover. And then, yeah, so that's it. That's my Junk Journal January. And I think I'm going to do it, I think it's July, journal July, or is it June? Anyway, whichever one it is, I think I'm probably going to do it because it's fun and I love it, and yeah. And then I just kind of do that just because I don't want to remove this because I like it, and so it's just, there you go. It's a button, by the way. You can probably tell that, but